Welcome back to Family Matters. I'm so excited. So, I didn't plan to do 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts with my daddy, but I'm not surprised because he is my first love, the first man to show me how to be loved, the first man to show me how to be treated like a woman. Daddy, you have always been a straight no chaser kind of dude. Like, you never mentioned a bird or a bee. For the record, you never mentioned a bird or a bee. You talked
And the
about
bees.
little boys, little girls. You talk about
That's all I knew.
you always were very straight with me. I remember when I was in my teens, and you always showed me this level of strength, and you always showed me what it's like to be willing to stand beside someone and love them and want to give them love and want to take away any pain that they might have. Now this is gonna be personal, and I might embarrass you a little bit. I don't know if you remember, but I was about 15 or 16, and I used to have severe cramps, debilitating cramps. Remember that?
Oh, do I remember them?
I used to have severe, debilitating. I would have to stay home from school for 2 days. I would get medication. I had prescription medication for my cramps. It ran in our family,
Yes.
and the women in my family, we just struggled with severe pain. And I remember sitting on the bed one day, and I'll never forget this because this just showed me love. It showed me selfless love. I remember I was sitting on the bed on 109th and Crenshaw.
The ninth grade, y'all.
And do you remember you, like, okay, I'm gonna turn my back and put your finger in my back. Remember, you used to put your finger in my back like this, and you would say, channel
Channel all your pains into my finger.
and give daddy your pain.
Give me your pain. And we would sit there for until you felt better. And that was just, I don't know where I got that from.
I don't think that's anywhere, daddy.
No, because the other one was I would have you put your finger in the middle of my hand. Say, press hard as you can. Don't worry about the pain on me. Just give me all your pain. And come on, baby. Just give me all your pain. You remember them days?
Do I remember them? I never forgot them. And this was our first time talking about
First
it.
time talking about it. Well, almost completely forgot about it. But yes, I used to do that with you. And
That was almost, Daddy, that was almost 37 years ago. And I never forgot it because
well, it's good, baby. It's good. It's something you can carry on, and you can give to these people out here, and somebody out there is having the same problem. They have a solution to try and do something with it that'll help them. So, I mean, that's great you didn't forget. I mean, most people would say, well, it doesn't look right for men to deal with. I had sisters. I had sisters. I used to hate.
you were just taught love.
Yeah.
You were taught support regardless of the
I
level
used
of
to lay
inconvenience.
my sister's head in my lap and pat her in the back and rub her back until she's feeling better. I mean, and the guys would be out front out there, come on, Jimmy, hollering at me. I was just a teenager myself, so it wasn't the easiest thing to do.
My grandmother Bernice taught you how to love.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you that you did that for me. And now my prayer is that I do that for other people.
Mm-hmm.
That when people come to me, I go, come on, just give me your pain. I'm going to process it. I'm gonna get it off of me. But let's get it out of you.
Right.
Because you taught me that.
Well, that's good. It's so good that you learn it and you can pass it on to somebody.
I never forgot it.
Somebody, because, well, I forgot about it.
That's all right. I didn't forget.
I forgot about it until you just brought it up.
And because of that, I would take on Jelani.
Mm-hmm.
I would expand for him. I would expand for Jade, for Adrian. I would expand for the boys. I would expand because of that lesson, that single lesson 37 years ago of you take, because I knew how much pain I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blown away that you were offering to take that pain from me.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never stopped.
And I was your father. I'm supposed to take your pain. I'm supposed to help you relieve yourself from the pain. You shouldn't have to go through all of that pain, but unfortunately, that's the way we were built. And I did.
But even after that, even as an adult, when I would go through, I got fired from so many jobs in my 20s. You would always say, "That's okay, baby. You only want to play with people who want to play with you. They don't want you there. You don't want to
Won't
be there."
It's the way I looked at it. It's the way I did with myself.
You didn't ridicule
my
me.
people in my job, and I felt uncomfortable with them. I'm going looking for another job.
And you let me in relationships. Let's talk about that because you're an amazing man.
Okay.
I'm biased.
Okay.
But you are. I would watch you treat women like I'd never seen. I'd watch you with flowers and with acknowledgement and with, you didn't just open the door for me. You didn't just cook for me. You would cook 5, 6 course meals. I have a friend, Ray Alexander. He says, remember I told you he came over to the house and he watched you cooked us both a 5-course meal. And he had never seen a man cook for his daughter. And he subsequently had several daughters. And he's probably watching, I hope he's watching. And Ray said, and he had his daughters early. He was a teen father. He's an amazing man to today. And he said he cooked for his daughters because he saw the way you cooked for me, the way you served me, the way you loved me. And we didn't see each other for 25 years. And when we saw each other again, he talked about the role model you were for him at 16. When I was in a relationship, you taught me something. You said, "Sweetheart, I want you to get to know this person in every season." And I thought first fall, winter, spring, summer. And you meant when he's happy, when he's sad. And if you can love him through all seasons, and if he is consistent. Jelani was 3 at the time, and I didn't understand you. And I was rushing. I wanted to rush and get married. And you said, "Hold on, baby. Let every season pass." And I was like, "Seasons? Let's put this on lockdown." And thank you. Because that wasn't the relationship I was supposed to be in. And I didn't see it because I hadn't seen the season that hadn't come yet until it came. And you've always reminded me that I'm worthy of being acknowledged. I'm worthy.
Yes. Always.
You told me non-negotiable.
Not even negotiable.
No matter how old I get,
No.
no matter how long I've been single, you said, "Do not set down your integrity, bro."
No, do not let that go down. It stays at the top and rises when you rise. And if you change, they just have to change with you.
So tell me what you, like, if you had some advice for me as a woman about relationships, about understanding men, about being available as a woman, as a successful woman, I believe, or as a mom, whatever.
Just because you have you find yourself interested in each other, there's more to it than just jumping right into it. You need to find out who that person is. He needs to find out who you are. You need to spend some time.
So develop a friendship.
Develop a friendship.
We rush. I know I've rushed. We rush in the relationship.
Well,
we
we've
got
all
that
did.
googly, that, oh my God, all the chemistry, and you want to jump right into something.
And then 90% of the time, I'd say 95% of the time, it doesn't work because you don't know each other. I mean,
You have foundation.
You don't know if he likes cornbread or wheat bread. You don't know if he likes pineapples or grapes. You have to spend some time. Over time, you learn people, and you learn what they like and what they want. So rather than just jump right into it, hold on.
And we tend to be so impatient.
Yeah, and
In relationships.
most young people are very impatient.
Do you think women are we lean more in to a relationship, and if so, why? And men lean back?
I don't know.
Because you've been chased your entire life. Let's just keep it real. You've been your whole life.
We're not talking about me.
Yeah, we are talking about you, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. But can I just tell you this, Daddy?
Yes, please.
I watched you when I was in high school. When I was in high school, of course, I started noticing boys. Didn't want to date them, but I noticed them.
Mm-hmm.
And you were single by then. You and Mom had divorced, and I watched how you dated. Because you're the first man that I ever went. And I watched how you were forthright. You don't know, but I used to eavesdrop because we had a 1-bedroom.
Yeah, right.
So I could sit in my bedroom and hear him in the living room because it was a stone's throw away.
Stone.
And I used to eavesdrop, and I would listen to you say, I don't want to be in a committed relationship. I've been married. I'm taking care of my daughter and my son. Are you open to dating me if I don't want to be in a committed relationship? I would hear you very clearly say that
Yes.
to the people that you were going out with before you got married.
Well, yes.
And women were always on you. So every time you meet someone, I would hear you have this conversation. I'm like, you having that conversation
because it
again?
was necessary.
And then remember when I threw you a surprise birthday party?
Oh God. Do
And I invited
remember?
everybody,
Everybody.
keyword,
She got my phone
everybody
book. She
in
got
your
my
phone book.
book. And just started
Hashtag
calling people.
don't do that.
No.
To the entire set, don't do that.
Do that.
So here we are in this 1-bedroom house
And we had it in this house. It's
with
one
about 50
bedroom.
people. I didn't know where else to go. I didn't have no money for to rent nothing.
No.
So-
But the thing is, she called I didn't throw numbers away. I didn't cross them out. You know, if we weren't together anymore, you know, they were still in the book.
You were still friends because you would
stayed
maintain
friends.
friendship.
Most of them were still
You were
friends, but
spe-
she called every one of these women in this book. And just
A
about
lot of them
everyone-
showed up.
Just about every one of them showed up.
Hello, party time. And I'm seeing all these people like, yay,
She's as happy as a
people.
little lark, you know. She's got
Because
the
I told my
parties-
daddy, I was
the
18.
parties going on.
I told you, I threw you my first party. I threw my first, and I remember one of them, they brought over this small little dish. I was like, did you think this was just going to be the three of us? It's a big old party. Everybody kept bringing over these little small dishes. I was like, no worries. I cooked chicken for everybody.
And then it got vindictive because now they're
They all in separate
they're
rooms.
waiting to see my
They're
face.
all in separate rooms with a
when I
glass
come
of
home.
something in their hand. And everybody had the same shake. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know about the shake then. I was 18. I didn't know that was the I'm mad as shake.
Why did he invite me here? Well,
And-
I didn't invite
And
him.
I remember, I remember what you did. My aunt, I was in the bathroom crying, and my beautiful Aunt Fran, may she rest in peace, my beautiful aunt was like, baby, what is wrong? I'm like, I ruined my daddy's birthday. I ruined his birthday. Because I saw the ladies was waiting. I was
Yeah,
like, this
just
going to go
waiting,
bad at the
waiting.
end of the night. And he got to get out of this little thing I done got him into. And my Aunt Fran came out to you and told you that I was crying. And don't tell my daddy that his baby girl crying. And when everyone left, they're all trying to I've never told you. I've never told you about this. They're all trying to outweigh. You called all of them into the living room. Oh my God. This is when you became the G-Force Megatron in my life. I was like,
Stop.
no. Even when I tell people this
Don't
story to
tell
this
nobody
day.
this story.
No, I'm telling everybody. Like, it's so many people gonna see this. When I tell people the story, they're like, he did what? You called all of them to come into the living room,
I
set
had no
them all
choice.
down, and you said, I don't know if you remember, you said, I've been divorced for 5 years. I'll never forget this. There's one woman in this room that has papers on me, and that's my daughter. Now, what I shared with each of you, you did a G-Force Daddy. You said what I've shared with each one of you individually is that I'm dating. And I asked you, were you okay with me dating you while I'm dating other people? Because I'm dating. And you each said yes. You just didn't cheat. You said now that
Think of something.
you said now that you see each other, you're angry at me. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk you each out to your car the way I do when you come to visit me by yourself.
True.
This is what you did. You said, and I'm going to call you tomorrow or the next day and invite you out on another date. And you have the choice then to say yes or no. And I respect you were calm, Daddy. You were considerate. You looked at each one. You said, I will respect your choice. I understand that. But I'm going to go about our business the way we were. I'm going to assume it's the same. And I'm going to ask each one of you to wait so that you don't walk to your car by yourself. And you walked each person out. And just so you know what you don't know, It's been years. It was very a lot of tension when you walked each one out to the car. I'm just sitting there like at 18, like, so anybody see the Lakers play? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is pretty amazing these days. You see that new kid, Magic Johnson?
She wasn't even into basketball.
Oh my God! You see the Dream Team? Love that,
Yeah.
Dr. J. I don't know what to say, but you went and you walked each out. You stayed out for about 7-10 minutes. Came, walked the next person out, and you literally were present to each person and considerate to each person. And I'll be doggone. If in 2 weeks, every single one of those women was calling you again and back at the house. And I thought, what happened? What happened? And what I realized is that the truth is sexy. Let me choose. Don't be deceitful. Let me choose. And you were honest. And you end up marrying one of them. And she ended up being like the best stepmom on the planet.
Well, no, that was the whole thing. Was that they were at my house, so I had to be respectful of them, first of all, and second of all, I didn't want anything to get started. I let them know there's not going to be no drama thing here because I got my daughter here in the house,
right?
And I don't want her to see none of that.
But I think that's what I respected, is that you required that I come sit down.
Yes.
And you required that I listen and witness you have this forthright conversation. And let me just tell you something. From that day forward, I said, in any relationship, I can choose to be deceitful and hide in drama, or I can choose to be forthright. So I learned that. I've told a few people about that situation because I know that's not the norm. But what I walked away with was how forthright you were, how transparent you were. But I had heard you being transparent on the phone leading up to that. And so I just want to thank you.
I don't let my phone book get out no more.
No, I haven't seen your phone.
I don't use the phone book no more.
I haven't seen your phone book since I was 18. I was like, where's phone book? I want to throw another party. Matter of fact, I've thrown you a few parties since then, and I've never seen a phone book.
The phone book.
So I just want to thank you for also teaching me how to love when loving gets difficult. Because I've watched you and Mama divorced when I was 12, and that was one of the hardest things that I ever experienced.
I was 75.
I was 12. I'll never forget. I was 12 years old. And I remember I used to break things in the house because I needed you to come back.
I didn't know that part.
Every single thing that broke in the next year, I did it. I missed you. And I created a rift between my mom and I because I needed to blame somebody. I missed you, and I made her wrong. I didn't know why you guys divorced. It wasn't my business. It was an adult experience. But I missed my daddy, and so I blamed my mom. And I was very difficult to love by my mom because everything was about you. Because I wanted to keep our connection, and so because I was physically in her proximity and I wasn't in yours, 12, 13, and 14 was hell for her because she could not do anything right.
Not to you.
Not with me. And I realized as an adult, my mom had lost the battle before she started to fight, because I was angry that you guys weren't together anymore, and I didn't know how to articulate that. And so I took it out on her. And I was a daddy's girl anyway, and so it made it easy. And I got to tell you, Daddy, I don't know if you know this, but my mother never, ever, since I was 12, has said a negative word about you in my presence. And when I was 37 or 38, I realized, and I said, Mom, I've never heard you say a negative word about my dad. Why haven't you? Because I know you guys had a rift. And she said, because even though he wasn't meant to be my husband, he has always been the best father to you. And I just, my respect for her just expanded. And then I had my own child, and his father goes to prison. And my son is never, to this day, he's 24 now, he's never heard me say a negative word about his dad. I modeled that from my mom. and how she referred to you. And then to watch the two of you still co parent my brother and I, to watch the two of you co grandparent. We even go on vacations together. And I know both of y'all get the blues from your significant others, possibly because of that. But you've always put family first. So thank you for showing me how to love against all odds, how to love unconditionally, how to love with clarity and transparency and truth and forthright. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad I was able to give you that helping hand.
They're just modeling.
I didn't know it was being anything special. I just being me.
I appreciate you being you.
I appreciate you, period.
You're one of my favorite people on the planet.
I'm good. I'll write that in my book.
You showed me how to cha-cha. You showed me how to cha-cha. You showed me how to play dominoes. Showed me how to play bid whist. You showed me how to swim.
You were my partner, baby. I mean, we were in the house together. I showed you how to cook. I showed you how to pick your meal off the menus we used to put on the wall.
I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to tell on you.
All the restaurants, I would take them too.
My daddy would steal a menu from every restaurant that we go to, every restaurant, from Denny's to Black Angus to anywhere. He'd steal a menu. We don't know how he got these big menus home. He would just have a menu. I don't know how he did it. And he had a whole wall. We had a whole wall in our little one-bedroom house from maybe 8 feet high.
Well, it was a good 7.5, 7.5.
Yeah, like 7 feet high, all the way to the floor, wall covered with menus. And every Saturday, our excursion, our family time was my brother and I had to pick any dish off of one of those menus, and we would bring that dish to life.
Yeah, they would cook the dinner in there. That was my way of teaching them how to cook. But it worked.
And one time, my brother made the mistake of calling me a boring cook, and you called me a boring cook too. You did too.
Well,
tell the truth.
It was boring.
You did too. You called me boring.
Well, yeah, but you just need to put a little more pizzazz in it.
Well,
you didn't want to tell her. You didn't want to hurt her feeling.
It did hurt my feelings.
Until she came in there with this purple roast.
I fixed them. I was like, they will never call me a boring cook again.
She cooked a purple roast. And me and him we stood over the roast in the kitchen.
We just stared at it
and say,
we got to eat that.
You going to eat it first. No, you going to eat it
So I took cranberry sauce and I caramelized cranberry sauce and I put brown sugar in it and I glazed this roast over and over. I spent the whole day.
The cranberry went down into
the bottom.
meat.
But what I didn't realize was that all the vegetables that was around the roast was going to turn purple too. It was the ugliest, scariest looking.
But we ate it.
And then what happened?
We ate it. It was very good. It was very good. But it just...
it was ugly.
We looked at it. It was like, I'm not going to eat that.
My brother was like, Daddy, take me to McDonald's. Remember? He was like, take me to... I was like... And then I looked. I was like, Daddy, don't take him. Please eat. Please. I was all day long. I'm cooking. As soon as they came in, I was like, I got dinner ready. And imagine purple potatoes, purple carrots, purple broccoli, purple meat. Everything was purple.
Everything was purple.
50 Shades of Gray, 50 Shades of Purple.
Yeah, but we sat down and we ate it, and it was very good. But we made our promise not to make another one.
You really showed us a lot. Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome. I'm glad I was able to.
You've often said that you didn't follow your dreams, or you made a lot of sacrifices for us, and then you taught me how to not sacrifice my life for Jelani. You begin to evolve into, Lisa, what if you can have everything? Go live your dreams. We got Jelani. When you come home, you can pick up where we left off. And so I've often told people that sometimes someone's biggest purpose, their life purpose, is so obvious and so easy that they don't even tap it as their life's purpose. And I truly believe watching you nurture my cousins, watching you stand in father for them. Like, I know you are my cousins' daddies, like you are my daddy. Watching you love on Margaret, watching you love on Jade, watching you love on Susie, watching you love on my entire tribe. watching you bring that paternal energy, knowing the thousand things that no one else will never know that you did for me, that you forget because it was effortless for you. I truly believe, Daddy, that one of your purposes was being a great father to those who don't have a daddy. And those who were blessed enough, those three few were blessed enough to be connected to you. So I know you may not look at it as you did all the things you're supposed to do, and I understand that, and I don't want to minimize that. But I will tell you what I think one of your purposes were that you're not even aware of, because it was so not easy, but you've done it so effortless, was being a great dad.
Guess I didn't know nothing else. Just be me. That's all I can say. Just be me. I just don't know how to be a mean person to that sense. So I guess I just have to be a good person. I mean, we all have mean streaks in us, and we all can be very, very trifling and hateful if someone is that way to you. But if everybody's not that way to you, then you really don't have no reason to be mean to them. You can only just show them what you say, what we say, show them some love, and try to get along with everybody. Because I've had days that, God forbid, I wanted to do a lot of other things and just be nice to people. But I just,
You knew you were watching.
I knew somebody was watching.
We've always been watching.
I knew somebody was watching. But it's fine. Like I say, I've had a great life. I didn't get to do all of what I might have wanted. I never put that $1 million in my bank account like I said I was. But
You want me to do that for you?
no.
Give me a charge. Give me something to run for. You want to just see it as a bank balance?
No, I don't want to do it.
I always try to get my daddy stuff. He'd be like, no, baby girl, tell me. Just tell me.
No,
Give
I
me
don't.
the order. The human spirit is just waiting on a command. What you want to run for, Daddy? It ain't over yet.
Put it in your account.
It ain't over yet.
Put it in your account.
Well, how about we have?
buy you a house?
How about we have your name on it too, so you can see James Nichols, $1 million.
That's
How
fine.
about that?
That's fine. But you keep it with you. I always want you to be happy. I've had a great life. I mean, I'm 75 years old. I can't ask for much more. I mean, I've lived a great life. I'm sitting here with you, and I got a beautiful smile on your face. I got Jade over here. She's got a beautiful smile on her face. I mean, I got these beautiful people around us. They got smiles on their face. I'm happy. I drove down here this morning looking forward to this.
Amen. So have I.
Just looking forward to this. I marked it on my calendar. You will not miss this day.
Amen. Thank you, Daddy.
So I didn't miss this
So
day.
I have an idea. Let's dance together around the world. We danced in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
We've danced in Jamaica.
Wait.
We've danced in Kenya.
Wait. We danced in Ireland. But who got chastised for dancing?
Okay, so you want to go there? You want to go there? You got chastised because we danced until 1. And then it was time to go home. But no. All the ladies around, the ladies in Ireland looking at Daddy Nichols.
Why couldn't you find a man that would say, yes, we should have got up and went home when everybody's there wanting to dance?
I was sleepy because I did the keynote that day, all day. I signed autographs, I took pictures. I was sleepy. And I wanted you to come with me. And you wouldn't come with me. And so 2 o'clock comes, you're not in the hotel. 3 o'clock comes, you're not in the hotel.
All right.
4 o'clock, no, we're going to tell. 4 o'clock comes, you're not in the hotel. I'm stressed out. I can't sleep. I'm calling Margaret. She'll know where you are. She's more calmer. She's like, he'll be okay. I don't know that. I'm worried. 5 o'clock in the morning, you finally come through the door. Can't remember where you been, who you been with, been partying all night. They done gave you so much Guinness. I was just outdone. I was like, oh my God, is this how it was? And I was never the kid to stay out. I never stayed out. They never had to worry about me coming in. I was like, see, what is this? What is this? This can't be payback. I didn't do it. I was so mad at my daddy. I was hot. You, young man, you need to be in here earlier than this.
I'm her daddy. She's pointing her finger.
Right, same thing. Anywhere around the country. My daddy, if there is a good party and some dancing, he's right there.
Gonna be there.
Like my mother, oh, by the way, and myself. I guess apple don't fall far from the tree.
Don't fall far from the tree.
No. So let's dance.
We're gonna be there.
Let's dance.
All the way around the world. Wherever you
So,
want to go.
would you please put in comments if this particular, any of these shows have touched your heart in any way? My daddy doesn't get out on social media often, but I'm going to particularly sit him down and let him walk him through looking at the comments that you make. So don't speak directly to me, speak to him if something he said is inspiring you. I'm Lisa Nichols. This is my daddy.
James Nichols.
This is my daddy. And this is Family Matters. Because after all, family does matter.
Beautiful.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, baby.
I love you, Daddy.
Don't put that lipstick all over.
I'm going to put lipstick on you. I'm going to put lipstick on you.
You're gonna have my beard.
I know. Remember, I used to brush your beard for you. Okay.
You remember I used to brush your hair for you?
Yes. Oh, my God. When I was little, because this is special, I open my book no matter what with this. The first line of the book is when I was little, probably what was the age? 8, 9,
You're younger than
6,
that.
6?
6, 7.
Okay, yeah, no. I was reading Dr. Seuss books, so I was 6. So 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays, you used to brush my hair.
You know you tell everybody everything.
200 strokes. You would sit, put me between your legs, have the glass of water, the brush, and the Royal Crown grease.
Oh,
Is that the blue grease? The blue grease. And you would part my scalp, and you would grease my scalp, dip the brush in the water, and brush it and section my hair off. I have really thick hair. You would section it off, and you would plait my braids.
I braid them up.
And I would sit there, and I would read you Dr. Seuss books. And I was in the Dr. Seuss club. I would get books, and I would read you. Remember, I used to try to read you with all the inflection. Green eggs and ham. Sam, I am.
Oh, God. These men are never going to have kids. You know what I'm saying?
No,
we ain't
no,
got to go through
no.
that.
It was beautiful. Like, I started my first solo book out with you brushing my hair 200 strokes, and me reading
It's
to
because
you.
my mother, I used to see her sit down and brush my sister's hair. And she had 4 girls. And she brushed each one of them's head. And when she got rid of that one, she'd put the other one down there and she'd brush their hair.
So, create memories. The smallest things matter. I realized that in some of my darkest moments, times when I felt alone, frustrated, hurt, or like a failure, and I've had all those feelings, what anchored me, what got me through, what gave me my breath, were moments like my hair being brushed, moments like a finger in my back, moments like a 12-year-old date, moments like cooking together in the kitchen, small things that don't cost anything, but they're priceless when they're a memory. So what does it mean to look at family matters? Family matters, moments matter, memories matter. Go make great memories. The kind that don't cost anything, but they're priceless when you remember them. I love you. On behalf of my family to yours, we appreciate you. Come on, Dad.